The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Thursday, the 18th day of April 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I am Jamel Hartman. How's everybody doing this Thursday morning? We took a day off live, a day off of live shows, and got quite a few messages. Apparently, you all don't like us taking days off, huh? You didn't appreciate that much. How about that? How was your hump day? Did you got over the hump? You're obviously back here. You're tuned in. You're rocking with us. But yeah, we unfortunately could not do a live show while in transit. I'm not quite sure that airlines allow that, even though some of them, do have Wi-Fi. It would have meant keeping other people up during a red eye, and that's probably not in our best interest. I mean, you all heard about Maya's experience on an airplane the other day, right? You heard her tell you that she had some folks on there stealing people's things while they were asleep. This was better than stealing. It might have caused a couple of fights or something if we did the show live while people were traveling in transit on red eyes. But here we are. We're back live with you this morning. How are you doing out there, folks? How is your week going? Hopefully it's productive, it's rewarding, and it's a happy one for you all. Greetings, everyone. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Traci Burgess on from KBB. We're going to be discussing the Great Bermuda Cleanup, and they're also celebrating 60 years of KBB. What an awesome organization, doing what they can to ensure that we have a clean island and environment. So let's give them an air horn for that. Don't forget, if you haven't already, and so many of you haven't who tune in, we will be doing a lot of stuff via our website, not directly on the show or social media. So you want to ensure, if you want to be eligible for some of the stuff that we're doing, just go to the website, thedailyhour.com, and put your email in, put your name in, whatever it asks for, just put your email in so that you can be eligible for whatever we have going on. So yeah, make sure you do that. Also, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right, let's jump into today's conversation. And Suzanne Ingham says, awesome day, Jamal. I missed TDH yesterday. I'm so happy you are back alive and bouncing, kicking. Yes, we are happy to be back and happy to have you back alive, bouncing and kicking. Suzanne Ingham. All right, let's jump into today's conversation. So, we take a couple of days off and a lot goes on. We look, folks, every time we take a day off, a lot happens. A lot. Oh, you're wondering what I'm talking about? Well, on Tuesday, an announcement was made by the former opposition leader for the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party, the Honorable Mark Bean. And during that press conference, the Honorable Mark Bean announced that the Free Democratic Alliance, known as the FDM to many Bermudians, will be contesting the next election. Yeah, they plan to fight the next election with a full slate of 36 candidates. All right. Now, the question of the morning is, what are your thoughts on the FDM returning for the upcoming general election, right? That's going to be a question for the morning. But before we even get there, folks, do you believe Bermuda needs a third political party? That's a yes or no. Do you believe Bermuda needs a third political party, a third option? What are your thoughts on that? Do we need a third political option? I've heard people say for ages, oh, we need another party. I've heard people who oppose it say, no, we don't need another party. Third parties don't work. Look at the NLP and the BDA, and some people will say the FDM from last election. Now, keep in mind, we have Sir John, who is considering an independent run. But what are your thoughts? Do you believe Bermuda needs a third political party? Yes or no? Just a yes or no. Everyone join this. Yes or no. No explanation. You don't have to give. Just a yes or no. Do you believe that Bermuda needs a third political party? Headleen Swan says, welcome back. You guys were missed. Thank you, Headleen. It was just one day. Just one day. She says, no, Bermuda does not need a third political party. Suzanne Ingham says, yes, and Sir John equals 4, right? Ebony Souza says, yes, Bermuda does need a third political party. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, yes, Bermuda does need a third political party. Angeline Butler says, yes, Bermuda does need a third political party. All right, let's get into it now. So before we even go to the question, what are your thoughts on the FDM returning for the upcoming general election? For Hedeline, who says no, why are you saying no? And for the others saying yes, why do you say yes? Like, why doesn't Bermuda need a third political party? And then why does Bermuda need a third political party? Now, if the political parties that exist run and exist based on what their intended purposes were, we have to ask, do we actually really truly need another political party? That's the key thing. Do they actually need that? The answer would probably be, as Headley and Swan saying, no. But if these parties are existing just to exist and win elections, then we probably do need a third political party. Truthfully, I'm on the side that we should have as many political parties and independents and options as possible. I look at the United States. This is a country, 300-something million, and there's only 2 main candidates and 2 big political parties. That's crazy to me. I believe that in a democracy, which Bermuda, I guess you can call it a democracy, I think we need as many people as possible that are interested. Ebony Souza says, we need more dogs in the fight. Absolutely, Ebony. Hopefully ones that hold people accountable and help get our island back on track. I'm in agreement with you. I think we need as many. Look, do I believe Bermuda needs a third political party? I believe Bermuda needs as many people. I'm not going to say political party, but as many people as possible to give people options. Now, I keep hearing people saying, oh, well, the PLP, old guard, all those old people, they're just so brainwashed. They think, look, whether it's religion, culture, and traditions, or, our diets, just our ways of life, all of us have something that we don't want to let go, whether we know it's bad for us or not, because we are so attached. I don't necessarily blame older people who support these political parties for what they do. That's all some of them know. There's a fear, and I understand that fear based on historical context. But that's where you change focus and you really try to make inroads with a new generation of voters, a younger electorate, to show them how they can be a part of the change that they and you want to see and be. All right. So that said, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the FDM led by the former Progressive Bermuda Labour Party opposition leader, Mark Bean? What are your thoughts on the FDM returning for the upcoming general election? What are your thoughts on that? Chica Reyna also said, yes, she believes we need a third political party. She said, more competition isn't bad. Could get interesting indeed. Suzanne Ingham says, we go in circles with the two we have. We have more choices. A few more choices will cause all to be accountable. The more, the better. I want to have a choice slash options. All right. I don't disagree. But what are your thoughts on the FDM in particular returning for the upcoming general election? If you're not aware, the Honorable Mark Bean hosted a press conference earlier this week and declared that the FDM is back in business. They will be contesting the upcoming election whenever that's called, between now and next year, I believe. But Mark Bean, the Honorable Mark Bean, and the FDM have, to some people, they've been missing. They haven't been seen. To others, hey, sometimes you have to go places, and do some work behind the scenes. I posted something yesterday. Let me see it. I want to share it with you because I think we live in a social media age, right? Where we believe everything has to be shared, our entire journey. And let me just find it. I want to share this with you. So I shared this thing yesterday. It says, the work that people don't see is the work that puts you in front of many others, right? And I don't know what the FDM has been doing, but what I'm not going to do is rule them out simply because they have not been seen, as some people have said, in 4 years. What I would say to anyone who says that is, what about the ones who haven't gone missing? What have they done for you lately? How have they improved your livelihood? We really, really need to think deep on this, because I'm not sure we're thinking electorate or population that makes decisions based on, logic. A lot of our decisions seem based on emotion, right? But what are your thoughts, folks? What are your thoughts on the FDM returning for the upcoming general election? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think no, they've been gone missing too long? Do you think that they can add value? Do you think that they'll just take votes from the OBA and keep the PLP in power? What are your thoughts? Do you think they have a chance to make a difference? Do you think that a full 36 candidates can actually overcome both the Bermuda Progressive Labour Party and the One Bermuda Alliance? Do you think they should have merged with the One Bermuda Alliance? Do you think that the Honorable Mark Bean is still capable of leading a political party? What are your thoughts? Do you think this is a good thing for Bermuda? The FDM back in action. Suzanne Ingham says, yes, I agree. FDM run and keep running. Are you saying like run in the next election or run away? What run are you talking about? What run are you talking about, Suzanne? I just want to make sure I'm understanding correctly. Run, because to some people they contested the last election and ran, which I don't think that's the case. I think we have to be give grace, right? Give grace, because when most elections are lost, people go and regroup, right? If you lose an election, you regroup. That regrouping may look different. Now, the FDM has not had anyone in opposition elected. They don't have a senator. So are they really going to be out in the public? Are they really going to be seen and known and heard by people? Probably not. Probably not. What are your thoughts, though, folks? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the FDM? The Honorable Mark Bean announced earlier this week, the FDM is returning for the upcoming general elections. What are your thoughts on that? Teresa Marie says, anyone breaking through the current gridlock is good. Anyone breaking through the current gridlock is good. I wouldn't say anyone, but I get your point. I think that the point she's making is we need more options. We need more options. But I just want to say this. We need more viable options. We need people there who are going to like gain the confidence of the electorate enough to vote for them. That's what we're up against. We need people who are going to be, they're going to say, you know what? I'm voting for them because I believe they could make a difference. Now, what I do think the FDM can do is get people to the polls. I do think that they can get people to the polls. Hedley and Swan says, it's a great thing that the FDM has returned. I wish them well. Well, what's great about it, Hedley? Maybe I'm different. I don't want people running just to take votes away from someone. I want people running because they believe they can actually win. Honestly, I want them to run because they believe that they can actually win. I want. Now, again, some people say it's a process. You run now, you may not win, but you learn lessons for next time. I don't want anyone to really feel like they're just winning space. I want anyone whose name's on that ballot, get out, speak, canvas. Find out what people's interests are. Make sure they know who you are. Make sure they know your name. Shout it to the top of your lungs. Go on top of Tills Hill, Town Hill. Like, ensure people not just know you, but know what you're willing to do to make their lives better if elected. And if not elected, how you'll remain present enough to make a difference in the country. That's what I think we need and we want. I think we need and we want viable alternatives to what we have right now. I think the FDM returning is a great thing simply because it gives people viable alternatives. I think the ideology is different. I know that the Honorable Mark Mean and his team, they're interested in keeping the schools open. Do I necessarily agree with that? I'm not quite sure. But there may be other things I agree with. What I do agree is that the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party went about it wrong. And I do believe, as I said over and over, just like I said that the Premier David Burt would announce close to that election, internal election against Curtis Dickinson, that the Fairmont Southampton deal was done, or at least insinuate it was. I think that if when a general election is called, he'll do the same thing with the schools, like back down, we're gonna da-da-da, and act like he's listening to the people. This is politics. It's politics. When it comes to politics, the electorate just has to be smarter. All right, what are your thoughts on the FDM returning for the upcoming general election? Suzanne Ingham says, I want people running who can make a difference. Absolutely. We don't want people just out there putting names forward just to make up numbers. And I think the concern right now is, if you remember the 2020 election, yes, the Honorable David Burt, when he dropped that writ up Government House, he caught people off guard, mainly the political opposition at the time, the One Bermuda Alliance, right? Caught them off guard. And when he did that, when he caught them off guard, they weren't able to field 36 candidates. The Free Democratic Alliance was also not able to put forth 36 candidates. So I think now people feel like, well, just because you couldn't put 36 quality candidates, we don't want you to just put anyone forward. Now, it's been reported that the FDM will have 36 candidates for the upcoming election. I think I speak for many when I say I just hope that they are viable candidates that can make a difference, that are going to gain the confidence of the people of Bermuda, that people are going to want to vote for them simply because, one, they know who they are, two, they believe in their vision, and three, they actually believe these people care. Lavette Pemberton says role models is needed. Yeah, we need people who actually, carry themselves in a way like, leaders do. Kia Vernay BDA says, when is the election again? The general election hasn't been called, Kia Vernay BDA. So a general election can be called between now and 2025. The end of, when was the last election? It was October 2020. You'd let me know. I can't remember. If you're talking about the, thing. The by-election, if you're talking about the by-election, then the by-election, I believe Maya said May 22nd. I can't remember. Charles H. Jeffers II says, it's a sad state for Bermuda's politics when you have a, I don't know what A means. It's like the SATs, you know. What's A? I don't think he has finished his sentence. I'm joking, folks. I think he'll continue. He'll finish what he's doing. Yeah, Suzanne Ingham says the by-election is the 22nd of May. That's her area. Oh, okay, that's good to know. They better talk to you, Lindsay Simmons and Jordan or Robert King and Sir John. We've got Suzanne Ingham here for you to talk to. You need her vote. Someone needs her vote to get through and become a sitting member in the House of Parliament. All right, what else thoughts? What else, folks? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts on the FDM returning for the upcoming general election? What are your thoughts? Does it concern you that the FDM is returning? Are you happy that they're returning? As stated earlier, some people feel it's a great thing. It's a great thing because people have more options, right? For one, I'd like to see 10 political parties or 36 independents or 50 independents. We have to shake it up. We have to shake things up because it's not working right now. Let's not be foolish. You know, I am honestly waiting on that one courageous person who's a sitting member of parliament of the PLP to stand up and say, I've done my best, but I can't deliver the best results because of party politics. I think we can name at least 3 people today who would be better off as independents outside of the Bermuda Progressive Labor Party. We can name 3 people. I'm not going to call their names, but we can call 3 people. And I say that because I would love to see people who can make a difference, who have the intellectual capital, the courage, the community drive, economic vision, the ability to empower, who lack ego. I know these people exist. People who don't need politics to pay their bills. That's what we need. And I know you all are saying, oh, well, we had that before and it was race. Folks, there are black people who don't need politics to pay their bills. Stop that 1980s stuff. Michael Daniel says, I would like to see the man in the street to show his personal involvement in the future of our country by having specific concerns that he is prepared to stand behind. Mari Simon says, at the very least, if the FDM get into our position, we won't have to hear the PLP talk about the OBA-UBP. Well, actually, if that were to happen, Amari, the FDM could probably use that against the PLP. They could say the PLP UBP if that were to happen. Levette Pemberton says, PLP must get out there for the people, door to door, some not visible. No, I don't think the PLP need to do that. Sorry, just that. I think everyone needs to do that. But also, the government? No, I don't want to see you on my doorstep. I need to see you passing legislation and policies that are in the best interest of Bermuda. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Do what you need to do. This 1992 2000s politics, this is not for us at this point. Enough of stuff coming on my door and drinking my tea or whatever you all serve at your house. Nah. My doorstep? No, get your ass in that house and make decisions that are in the best interest of the people of Bermuda. Stop governing for self. All right, 2 more comments, then we'll bring Maya in for the news break. We are a bit behind, but we're going to make up time. Charles H. Jeffs II says, it speaks volumes about Bermuda's political climate when people are looking for options other than the traditional options. I think the FDM is a great opportunity to engage political nomads. Suzanne Ingham says, yes, Lindsay and Mr. King have. I'm looking for Sir John and the FDM if they can run in the by-election. I want a conversation with all of them. What do they stand for? What will they do for my area? And I'll know if they lie. All my radars are up. We've got Charlotte Fox says, I don't know, but can't wait to see the end results. I think it will send a message to the parties. Levette Pemberton says seniors want to see them. I don't think you speak for all seniors. Like I don't speak for all people. I think I'm middle aged now. I think, and young people don't speak all for young people. My grandfather couldn't stand politicians. He never voted. He didn't care for them. He didn't want to see them. Just get out there and make things work. He was a veteran. Close to his last years, the PLP government, I think led by Colonel Birch, who was a regiment guy, they made some things happen for veterans, but not all old people want to see them. They don't even like them. Old people who like the PLP maybe, but not all old Black people like that political party, and they have reasons for that. All right, let's bring in Maya Palacio for the Daily Hour News Break. We have KBB coming up after that. Yeah, let's see what Maya's got for us today.
Good morning. Good morning.
Greetings. You?
I'm pretty good this morning. How are you?
I'm okay. I can't complain. My body's still adjusting to, whatever I never adjusted to.
I admit that, same.
Yeah, I got back from Vegas, Samoa yesterday morning, and I did something I've never done. Audience, let us know. Have you ever done this? I got back and I unpacked right away. I never unpack right away. And then I was in and out of sleep all day. Like, I'm like, dog, you got work to do. And then up, trying to, and it was indifferent. But you're much younger than me, so you probably don't have those old people problems. Or middle age. I think I'm middle aged now.
It was difference is difficult.
Oh, okay. Well, she has an engine that, that bunny back in the day, the Energizer bunny. What you got for? Well, did you want to add anything to this conversation as a young person? Well, let's ask you. I mean, when you share your perspectives, do you think you speak for all young people?
Oh, no, of course not.
Oh, okay. Do you? I mean, I said earlier, not sure if you heard that. I think that the FDM contest in this upcoming election, I think, is a great thing. Because I think we need more options, viable options, I should say. But what are your thoughts on, as a person who is driven to engage young people about politics, what are your thoughts on the FDM, if any?
So, I mean, obviously I can't speak for everybody that's on my age group, but I can, give some insight as to what some of them might be thinking just based on my own statistics that I have on Media Maya and the age range that I have there, that's the highest. So I will say that from the question that I actually asked yesterday, and I can just go to it right now, it's quite late that I asked it, so it wasn't too many responses that came in, but I will say some of them that did, because I raised the question that asked, how do we feel about the announcement that FDM is running back up again? Now, some responses were, I'm very optimistic about them. Hopefully, they will have some solid candidates.
Mm-hmm.
Said interesting. Another said, show us a strategy up front. That's what we need, not another master strategist. Another said, where have they been since the last one?
Mm-hmm.
And same way, like nice to have another party, but they have no relationship with the community.
Mm. And those are valid. Those are extremely valid. I completely understand that. People who feel that way in regards to they have no relationship with the community. Although I don't think canvassing is the be all end all, you have to build that relationship. And if people feel like you have not been there, or whether you've been building and working on a plan or a strategy or not, they're probably going to question, well, why were we not part of that? Why, so I appreciate that feedback. Always interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep running with it if anyone wants to check out my Media Maya story, because I did ask some questions about like, well, would they still be a valid candidate for you, and still waiting for it to get some more responses. But Good morning, everyone. This is your Daily Hour News brought to you by the great people at People's Pharmacy. So the Free Democratic Movement, as we know, FDM, will be running in the next general election. Now, this announcement was made just the other day. Now, it brought to the attention of the Honorable Mark Bean JP that the community may not see his silence as strategic, but as an absence, as we talked about today. That was questioned to him by the Bermuda Broadcasting Company, I believe, Alyssa. Now, here's what he had to say when asked that question about, whether or not the community might not see it as that.
Sure, the public might have their opinions. Some people might think strongly that we have disappeared, and we haven't. But at the same time, it's important to realize what was mentioned in our opening statement, that experience is the best teacher.
So we're definitely going to hear a lot more. I hope to actually speak with Mark Bean, but another question that was raised was whether or not he had all 36 candidates filled, and this was his response to that question as well.
I wouldn't reveal that. That's strategic and tactical all at the same time. And as you could appreciate, the way we operate, we always have in mind a strategic approach, and we never reveal what we're actually doing out front. Is something that our opponents will have to realize when they see it.
So if you watch the whole press conference or press release, the statement, you can find it on TNN. But that was kind of controversial, as I talked about me and Mike, because I was like, well, is he transparent or is he hiding things? Now, it'd have to be a longer conversation about whether or not he's talking about just to his own, opponents, like you said, or whether he would tell the people that come to him himself. So it was a little bit, jarring on that end.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I think I understand the strategy, and I do, but the strategy is only good if it works and connects with the people in this context. And if it's connecting with the people, then good for it. But if it's not, then yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, in other news, you would have heard me say just the other day that the BMU code is being restored because there have been some difficulties reported from holders of Bermuda passports with a GBR code traveling to the United States from a country other than Bermuda. Well, now there have been some questions on it across social channels, and the governor of Bermuda did make some frequently asked questions dedicated page that will answer a couple of things that are probably going on in your mind just about the whole situation. So one of the questions is, what date will the BMU code be printed from? The BMU code will be printed from the 30th of April. Any Bermuda variant passport printed, any Bermuda variant passport printed before this date will have the GBR code applied. Now, how long will my current GBR code Bermuda variant passport be valid for? Your passport will continue to be valid up until the expiration date. You should check the entry requirements for the country you are traveling to. And can I travel to USA on my current GBR code Bermuda variant passport? And yes, as long as your passport is still valid and you meet the entry requirements, a Bermuda variant passport with the GBR code will continue to be valid to travel to the USA. And they also said you could look up those Q&As on their gov.bm website, or if you have any other questions that aren't there, you can call 246-8093.
No, but I don't think they answered that question clearly based on what people would be asking. I think what people are asking is not will they still be able to travel to the US. They're asking, will they be able to still travel to the US without that hassle that they continue to receive with the GBR code when they're not traveling? The port of entry is not Hamilton, Bermuda. So if that port of entry is Miami or Texas or New York or wherever, like, are they still going to face the same hassle? I think that's what they're asking. And I think that response was not, you get me, audience? You get me? Like that response was a bit vague as to what people have been facing.
Yeah, I'd definitely say to give the number call if you still have the question, but check the rest of the Q&As. But I understand you, Jamal. Yeah, that question, it wasn't completely flushed out in one of the responses there that came from the Q&A.
Indeed. All right.
Well, in relation to the St. David's Primary School with the protest the other day, the East End schools in the protest, and also the West End Warriors as well when it comes to this, and the closures of the schools. Well, in relation to all those things and the systems and everything that have been announced with the closures, the One Bermuda Alliance says that they would not close West End Primary School. Now, they expressed their support for the West End Warriors as they relentlessly fight against the historic primary school being permanently closed by the Ministry of Education. Now, the Shadow Education Minister, Ben Smith, said, quote, "The government is causing prolonged angst by not shedding light on the decision. How can parents and students' minds be settled when the future is uncertain? This is reprehensible. The outcry against the closure has been significant and prolonged and still has it's been enough for the Ministry of Education to take decisions swiftly. A One Bermuda Alliance government would not close the school. The community has already shown that this school is a hub for the community. It has a rich legacy and fulfills the requirements of a parish primary school. So it's mind-boggling that it wasn't selected from the onset to be one." He ended saying it's time for the government to make the announcement and stop playing with the West End and the East End Warriors' minds.
Interesting. This seems like it's definitely going to be an election hot topic. With the FDM mentioning they'll keep schools open, the OBA now giving a statement, and the PLP again, for me, holding on to make it a decision maker come election time.
Definitely. Now, my last story for you guys this morning, AI. Now, Jamal and I were up in Vegas. We talked about this so many times, all the sessions, artificial intelligence. Are you using it or are you going to be left behind? So that was the question at the National Association of Broadcasters. And they were asking whether or not AI and their audience would be okay with it. And how do you feel about having it in any of the presentations, especially in broadcast? And it was presented on stage where for the first time ever, a keynote address was shared with an AI robot and a human. So here's a quick glimpse into that.
Audio AI. But the whole idea was to let broadcasters use AI to actually be live and local 24/7 by using AI to extend ourselves, to create broadcast content around the clock, and also to help us in production and imaging and even spot creation. How many of you saw headlines over this last year about AI Ashley? How many of you saw maybe headlines about another AI-related personality? Well, ironically, Futuri's Audio AI launched at the very same time, on the same day that Spotify announced their new AI DJ. So it's almost like they showed their hands to broadcasters. It's almost like they said, look, we are going to be using AI, and we will localize, we will personalize the audience experience using AI.
Also, in Futuri's AI and Media Study, we played lots of clips of AI voices and human voices. There was a 60% chance that respondents actually identified AI as human and human as AI, making the voices interchangeable. Respondents consistently chose AI voices as their favorites.
I don't know. AI doesn't scare me. I see the opportunities in it. But again, I get the concerns that people have about AI. I think that, when it comes to something like this, we have a tendency, especially small town, to get upset and react in a manner when jobs seem to be threatened and stuff like that. And I think that we should respond to it by being willing and ready to learn. We developed this thing in our community, and not just ours, but various communities, that we go to college, we get a degree, and life becomes great. No, that's not how it works. A degree ain't gonna promise you a career or a life full of happiness. Hard work and the ability to evolve will do you much greater. Trust me.
Indeed, a lot of questions there, and I guess anyone who's willing might want to ask it amongst themselves. How would you feel about AI being implemented in different broadcasts or anywhere that you add in different certain spaces, as we talked about a lot on the show? Now, leaving and closing over with your sports, yesterday we reported there was 100 days, so today makes 99 days until the Paris Olympic Games, and our athletes are well on the way to still trying to qualify for that. They have until about mid-June until it's like the last bit of rounds for our Bermuda hopefuls to actually qualify. And obviously in April, I think in actually 10 days from now, we got two hopefuls that will have the chance of qualifying at the US ATF, Janai Parent-Chief and Dage Miners.
All righty. How's the weather looking today?
Weather's looking like increasingly cloudy, a few showers around the evening time as well. So you're not going to have that beautiful sun all day if it's even going to come out at all. We've got a high of 72 degrees today. So that's how we're looking.
All right. Well, today, days of the year, it's in the U.S. National Exercise Day. We have International Amateur Radio Day. We have our College Student Grief Awareness Day. We have Pet Owners Independence Day. And we have World Heritage Day. Yeah, but we're going to go with exercise, Maya. Audience, let us know, what's your favorite exercise? Maya, what's your favorite exercise to do?
I guess it counts playing field hockey. I mean, it's exercise. I mean, it's a game as well, but like that's if I could do that every single day, I would. So
Favorite activity, yeah. My favorite exercise, probably sitting on the couch doing nothing. No, that's not exercising. That's not movement. I mean, I jog, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I just do it because that's the only thing I have to do. Like, yeah, I would say, I guess, yeah, jogging, I guess, yeah. Suzanne Ingham says walking, just walking. Audience, keep it coming. Let us know. What's your favorite thing to do for exercise? Maya, we'll see you later.
See you later.
Have a wonderful day. All right, Maya Palacio, folks, we're going to take a quick break. Come back with our guest for the day. We've got Traci Burgess from KBB. They're celebrating 60 years and they're having a great Bermuda cleanup. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. Oh, also, we've got another, it's no one here with me today. So someone's going to be eligible to win this week's prize. I will do the daily play after Tracy's on. All right, stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
It took 14 days to build your business plan. 6 months to build the courage to leave your day job. 3 weeks to find the perfect location. It took 10 days to outfit your space just right. And 1 day before your first client walked in the door. All totaled, it took you a full year to get your business operational. And this is just the beginning. To the entrepreneurs, the risk takers, the people that shape our economic community, we salute you and are here for you every step of the way. BEDC, providing knowledgeable, progressive, professional, and innovative support to Bermuda businesses.
Noah's Ark, the largest and most trusted pet supply store for almost 30 years. Not only have you watched us grow, but we've grown together, keeping the needs of your pets first, offering advice and giving back to the community. Shop online, choose delivery, or visit us in Devonshire. And with the Egg Show in view, we will continue our yearly support and help you find everything you need for one of Bermuda's most favorite community events. See you soon.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy. Do not forget to subscribe on the website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Without further ado, let's bring on our guest of the day. We've got Traci Burgess coming on. And we're going to be talking about quite a few things. So feel free to engage, ask some questions, and let's get involved. If you haven't already, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like, and make sure you share this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Let's give a warm TDH welcome to Traci. Greetings, Traci. What's popping? How's things going?
Good morning. I've missed you.
It's been a while. I mean, I think this is the first time in 2024, right?
It is the first time in 2024. I haven't been on with you for months.
Yeah. Well, welcome back. Looking good, and hope everything's great. But let's discuss 2023 since you haven't been, around. You've been traveling. I guess you've been Working.
I've been traveling.
You've been busy working, but let's discuss it. Like, how was 2023 for KBB? Like, statistics wise, any updates on like the numbers, how much trash was collected? How does it compare with years prior?
Yeah, so 2023 was a very impactful year for KBB, and we were blessed to be able to engage with close to 5,000 volunteers. We had about 4,500 student interactions through our education programs, our green events, waste management partnerships with large events was really active last year, and continues to be active through this year. The Abandoned Boats Project removed over 80 boats at a cost of $180,000, which was all privately funded through private donors and corporate partners. Our total collections of waste that we removed from 237 cleanups last year, we removed 155,000 pounds of roadside litter, illegal dumping, and ocean pollution. So very impactful. And if you want to know how that compares to previous years, in 2022, we removed about half that much, 82,500 pounds in 2022. And in 2021, just coming out of COVID, it was about 42,000 pounds. So there's been a significant, almost doubling of weights that we've been collecting and removing year over year from 2021 to now.
And I do wonder, just to follow up to that, is because that's concerning, but is it because your team's doing more work, or is it because people are littering more?
So it's hard to quantify, if people are littering more. And I would really like to think that KBB's messaging is creating positive shifts with behavior and that people are actually littering less, right? So what we're seeing, and a lot of the increase in weights, is because we've been tackling illegal dump sites. And so a lot of our cleanups have included large bulk waste items that we are removing from public docks, from public beaches, from parks, from the railway trail, from the roadside, from playgrounds. I mean, people are dumping in all sorts of locations. And we're talking about big stuff. So refrigerators and stoves and washers and dryers and furniture and, sometimes a lot of bike frames and, stuff that we're pulling up out of the water as well. So it's just crazy, man. There's like littering and illegal dumping. Some of it is decades old. So I can't necessarily say that it's all brand new or it's happening in current times, but we've been cleaning up a lot.
Indeed. And you mentioned, some of the projects, the boat cleanup and, going to different places, focusing on dumping grounds and the like. You've done well over 200 cleanups last year. Again, congratulations on that. And thank you for that. We should all be thanking you for that. Understanding there's 365 days in a year, 366 this year. How does the organization go about choosing or prioritizing cleanup efforts? Like, how did you decide to do the Abandoned Boat Project and the like?
So the Abandoned Boat Project was developed in 2021, and it came about under the previous executive director for KBB, who was just in her social circles. Conversations kept coming up about, the problem with abandoned and derelict marine vessels in Bermuda and all these sunken boats that have just been left in the water. And that's a huge form of littering, if you think about it, right? Like that is probably one of the largest forms of littering in Bermuda because of the size of the vessels. So that's really where the concept developed. And I think it was a personal challenge. I think a family friend might have said to her, "You're never going to get all those boats cleaned up." And she said, "Watch me." And that's kind of where the project evolved from. But it is a joint initiative. The Abandoned Boat Project is a partnership with the Bermuda government. So there is a formal process that we go through as far as surveying the marine environment, identifying vessels that are eligible for removal, and then the government publishes those notifications so that boat owners actually have a 30-day period to claim their property or have it removed themselves. And then otherwise, if it gets approved by the government, then, once it's cleared that formal notification process, the approval gets passed on to KBB, and then we start, confirming the quotes for the removals and raising money to pull these boats out. So for 2024, right now, we've got a list of 32 approved vessels that we're working on removing, and the budget for that is about 80 grand. We've raised about 45. So we've got another 35,000 that we need to raise to get the rest of those boats out of the water. And then there will be another survey. And in addition to that, we are researching best practice and drafting legislative changes for consideration by the Bermuda government to potentially change some of the laws when it comes to boat ownership, responsibilities, and what happens if there's an accident or a boat goes down.
That's a lot of good information, and thank you for that. And there are a lot of questions coming through, and I'll get through some of the questions and comments, folks, but keep them coming. Let's discuss the Great Bermuda Cleanup, though. Earth Week, April 22nd to 28th. What's this about? How can people get involved?
Yeah, so the Great Big Bermuda Cleanup is one of KBB's largest annual events. The other one being the Island-wide Coastal Cleanup, which we do the first week of October. But the GBBC, the Great Big Bermuda Cleanup, is basically the island's annual spring clean. And so it's land-based. It covers all 21 square miles of Bermuda. We aim to clean at over 60 locations. Last year's Great Big Bermuda Cleanup saw over 1,700 volunteers come out during Earth Week. It's a 1 week time frame. We removed over 25,000 pounds of litter, illegal dumping, and ocean pollution in that 1 week last year. There was a grand finale event. We cleaned through a portion of Smiths Parish on a 2-hour cleanup on a Sunday morning with 200 volunteers and removed 16,000 pounds in that 2-hour window. So 2/3 of the 25,000 pounds that was collected in that 1 week last year was collected in a 2-hour cleanup on a Sunday morning. So, I mean, it's crazy when you think about it, right? So this year's event officially kicks off on Monday, although we've got a bunch of cleanups this weekend. And we've got the Ag Show this weekend too. So KBB is pretty busy at the moment, but Monday, April 22nd is Earth Day, and it's the official kickoff. And so the event sponsor is doing their cleanup on Monday afternoon. So that's kind of, get things rolling. We've got dozens of cleanups scheduled for next week with dozens of different groups. And then the grand finale this year is going to be on Sunday morning, April 28th. And we're looking for 300 plus volunteers to come out and help us clean all through Devonshire. So the parish for this year's grand finale is Devonshire. Next year, it would be in a different location. We're probably going to move west for next year because we don't want to leave all the western parishes out. So we are coming west next year. But yeah, we'll be cleaning all through Devonshire on the 28th and then come back to the starting point, which is at Friendship Vale Park after the cleanup. And we're having a celebration to kick off KBB's 60th anniversary. So we'll have entertainment.
Before you touch that, I just want to come back to you mentioned volunteers you were looking for, and you also mentioned funds that you were looking for the boat project. How can individuals or businesses contribute to and support your cleanup efforts and make donations if they want?
So everything's on our website. Just go to kbb.bm. On the homepage, you've got the latest events and news and updates. There is information on there about all of our projects and programs that KBB offers. There are donation buttons. There's membership buttons. There's links to sign up to volunteer for the Great Big Bermuda Cleanup and other events that we're having. So all of that is on our website. And then the other way that you can stay in touch is to like and follow and share what we're doing on social media.
Okay, perfect. Now, transitioning to 60 years, the organization was created and has been making a great impact in Bermuda for the last 60 years. Why do you think an organization like KBB still exists and has evolved and being a main contributor to making the environment better in the island?
So there's one word: that is really at the core of KBB's ability to continue thriving and remain relevant, and that word is community. KBB would not be what it is without engagement, without the community support, without thousands of volunteers who care about making a difference and keeping the island beautiful. And also our donor partners. You know, it takes money to run the organization and be able to deliver all of our programs and services and meet the community's needs for KBB. But it comes down to the people is really what it is.
Alrighty. And how will you be celebrating the 60 years of excellence that you've contributed to the community?
Well, the first event, like I said, is the grand finale of the Great Big Bermuda Cleanup. So Sunday morning, April 28th, we are starting and finishing at Friendship Vale Park, which is in Devonshire. It's right at the top of Palmetto Road, just up from Tynes Bay, before you get to the roundabout at Frog Lane and the top of Dock Hill. So we're starting and finishing at Friendship Vale Park. We're going out for a 2-hour cleanup all through Devonshire. There's lots of hot spots, so we're expecting to get a lot of weight collected and get the roadsides and parks cleaned up. Come back to Friendship Vale Park at 11, and then we're going to kick it off. There's a DJ, we've got food, we've got drinks, we've got KBB trivia, great prizes to give out. There's parking available at Devonshire Rec. So thanks to those guys for opening up and allowing us to kind of share space with them for these 300 plus volunteers. It's a thank you, obviously, to the community and to the volunteers who are doing the grand finale for the GBBC, but it's open to the public. So anybody who is a friend of KBB, who's been involved with KBB, who just wants to stop by and say hi and celebrate with us, that's going to be kind of the first event that kicks off a series of events throughout the year that are going to celebrate KBB's 60 years of community, 60 years of service, 60 years of impact. And yeah, we're excited. We've got a lot going on, and it's a great time to get involved and make a difference.
Nice. Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Tracy, please send them through. Let's go to Traveling Trotty. She's asking, what do you think is the root cause of dumping big items such as washers, stoves, etc.?
Hi, Chica. Good morning. I would say the root cause in a lot of cases is just negligence, I guess, to put it politely. Sometimes the illegal dumping is taking place by truckers, and not all truckers, right? So it's probably a small percentage. Sometimes they might not want to go to the dump, or there might be reasons why they can't get to the dump. And so they dump their loads wherever. So unfortunately, you know, it's left for others to come behind and clean up. Sometimes there are private people, you know, residents of Bermuda that would load up some of the old furniture or something in the back of their car and leave it at a public dock. And sometimes they think that because they're leaving it at the public dock, that government would come through and remove it for them, because maybe they couldn't get to the dump or whatever the case may be. But that's not an accurate assumption. So we just need to stop the illegal dumping. The trash belongs in the relevant dump facilities. So for smaller items and even some medium-sized household items, there's free public drop-off at Tynes Bay, which is on Palmetto Road. It's open to the public 7 days a week, except for Christmas. It's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., except for holidays, which is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. But any resident of Bermuda can pull up to Tynes Bay public drop-off in your private vehicle and dump your waste. The large bulk items should be trucked down to the airport facility. So your appliances, vehicles, you know, things like that need to go down to the airport. Hazardous waste goes up to Sallyport and Dockyard, and then horticultural waste goes to Marsh Folly for composting. So that's how that works.
Kia Vernay BDA, she says, out of curiosity, do you find there's a lack of appointed dumping facilities in Bermuda? I understand overall that littering is due to irresponsible mindset, but are there enough dumping sites generally for our size, I guess?
Yeah, there absolutely are enough dump sites, and we just covered all that. So yeah. We have ample. Bermuda has very sophisticated waste management systems for being such a small island. And like literally, we are this tiny little dot in the middle of this big blue Atlantic Ocean. We don't have neighbors that are, in proximity to be able to help. We have to be resourceful. And for the size and scale of this island, 21 square miles, 64 linear miles of beach and coastline, and population of somewhere around 55K, like we do a really good job with waste management.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting though, Tracy, that you say that, because it's funny, but it's not. But Tynes Bay has never been far from me. I've always lived in town, right?
Yeah.
But people in St. Davis and Georgia, Somerset, Southampton might be like, well, that's so far. But in general, like if I looked for the closest facility in South Florida where I am, the distance will likely be Bermuda and some, So I think it's relative, but yeah, it's an interesting question by that member. Tracy, just remind people how they can get in contact with you and learn more about all that you have going on at KBB.
KBB.BM, that's our central hub for communications. Connect with us on social media, so Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We do have a YouTube channel where we post a lot of our digital content. You can also call the office on 799-5142, or you can email office@kbb.bm.
All right, Tracy, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure having you back, and we'll definitely be in touch. It's getting to that busy time, summertime. So just remind people what they need to do as we get into summer, please.
What to do as we get into summer?
Yeah.
Like waste management habits. Okay, so think responsibly. So follow the 5 R's, and those 5 R's are rethink your personal habits and your lifestyle choices. Yeah. And refuse single-use plastics. So say no to single-use plastics that are disposable. Reduce the amount of waste that you're generating on a daily basis, like your own personal consumption habits, and reuse as much as you can. So reusable bottles, reusable food takeout containers, reusable cutlery, reusable bags, and then recycle. Recycle tag, tin, aluminum, and glass, and you're good to go. Those are the 5 R's, right?
5 R's, the 5 R's, Tracy.
Yeah. And listen, Mal, what are you giving away for your prize today?
We don't give away prizes today. We give them an opportunity to win something at the end of the week. You got something for us?
I do. I have a 3-day pass to the Ag Show. Do you want to give it?
Let's do it.
So listen, whoever wins the 3-day pass to the Ag Show, you have to come by the KBB booth and say, hi.
Let's do it. You heard it.
Okay. Drum roll, please. And actually, whoever wins, just give them my cell number, and then, just give me a call and I'll get the pass to you this morning.
All right, we'll do a hashtag KBB after this. Tracy, thank you so much. Keep doing what you do. We appreciate you. Talk soon.
Bye, guys. Take care.
All right, Traci Burgess, folks. If you appreciated the conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. We're going to do a hashtag KBB. You can get it started to win a 3-day pass to the Ag Show. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. Somebody's going to get lucky. Thank you, Tracy.
April is National Child Abuse Prevention Month. Children depend on every single caring adult in our community to make sure they are safe from sexual harm. Keeping them safe not just in April, but every day. Whether you're a parent, a guardian, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, or a caregiver, we ask that you take just 3 hours out of your busy schedule to learn what you can do to make sure the precious children in your life are protected. They are worth it. Join the 13,000 SCARS certified adults by simply visiting our website to sign up for a free SCARS training session. Learn about online and body safety, how to protect them, and how to respond if they are harmed. This information is vital to their well-being and their future. Because they are children, it is our responsibility, Bermuda, to protect them. Visit scarsbermuda.com and learn what you can do to help the child in your life stay safe.
Considering the increasing challenges faced by financial institutions exacerbated by market volatility, the need for insurance protection is a critical component of the risk management framework. At Friesenbrook, our priority is to safeguard your assets with the most optimal and cost-effective risk management cover. Therefore, we deliver a full suite of competitive insurance products to protect your business. Call us on 296-3600 to learn more about our broking services.
Take a look at our workwear for construction workers and tradesmen. Durable, stretchable in all the right places and plenty of options for tools and accessories. Pair with our wide range of tough and comfortable footwear. You can't go wrong. As you can see, Medical House really is a one-stop shop for everybody. We can't wait to see you.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
All righty, welcome back. Thanks again to Traci Burgess from KBB. Thank you for what they do for Bermuda and keeping us a beautiful island that we are. All right. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring we can have these conversations with you on a regular basis. If you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. It is time for the Daily Play brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, audience. This is going to make you eligible for this week's prize. Tomorrow, we'll do the hashtag for KBB's Egg Show prize. All right. Here's your question for the day. Here it is. What were the Hawaiian Islands once known as? What were the Hawaiian Islands once known as? All right, we have a winner. The first one that came up on my screen was Stacey Ann Brown. She said Sandwich Islands, and Anika D. Shields always got it, Sandwich. So Stacey came first. I think she's already in the draw, so that means she goes in the draw twice. All right, so Stacey, we'll put you in for tomorrow's draw. All right, and we'll do the hashtag giveaway in a second. Real quick, I just want to give a birthday shout out to one of our good friends of the show, Tamara Richardson from People's Pharmacy. Audience, please join me in wishing her a very happy birthday today, wishing her many more years of great health and happiness. So she hasn't been on the show in quite a while. When we first started, she was on a lot, remember? But wish Tamara a happy birthday if you see her today, if you're connected with her on social media. All right. Let's do the hashtag giveaway. Let's do the hashtag giveaway. Let's see who is it going to be. Let's see. Let me just get it up on the screen so you all can see. We want to make sure that you know that there's no cheating or nothing going on this side. All right. And I'm sure she appreciates that, Suzanne Ingham. She says, happy birthday, Tamara. All right, hashtag KBB. This is for a 3-day pass to the Egg Show. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Let's do this. All righty. Hit that draw button. Here we go. Here we go. Rachel Dill. Congratulations, Rachel. Please go on our website immediately and go to the contact section on our website. Just go to contact and fill that out. Someone will get to you today. All right. Hit contact us on the top of the page and someone will get to you today. Congratulations, Rachel. Audience, give Rachel her love. Give us some congratulations. Show us some love for that winning. All right, let's wrap up today. We discussed the FDM. What are our thoughts on the FDM or third parties? I would say congratulations to the FDM. I do wish them the best. I do think that they can make a difference. I do think many Bermudians actually agree with their ideology. Do for self and less politics and bureaucracy. I think Bermudians need more options. I think Bermudians are tired of the options that are before them. My hope is that between Sir John and the FDM, we have more people that are interested in making themselves available to give back in a political space. As far as the conversation with Tracy, once again, thank you and congratulations to KBB. 60 years, that is a long time to do what they do. If you or your organization or your group of friends or people want to get involved and make a difference in all that they do, just reach out kbb.bm and see how you too can get involved in making Bermuda or keeping Bermuda beautiful as it is. Here's your daily inspiration, folks. Daily inspiration quote: "Never retreat, never explain. Get it done and let them howl." End quote. That's Benjamin Jowett. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Folks, again, if you haven't already, please give us a like, a love, a thumbs up. Share the link with your family, your friends, your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe on our website, thedailyhour.com. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are out. Peace.